War never changes.
Hello Vault Dwellers, this is Caedo Genesis, and welcome to 20 Tips and Tricks for Fallout 1. The intent of these is to help new and old players alike, but it's especially for those of you who have played the newer Fallouts 3, New Vegas, and 4 and are looking to get into the classics. Let's get started, shall we? Fallout 1 and 2 have turn-based combat, so before even starting a new game, do yourself a huge favor and go into the options to increase the combat speed to maximum. The more units on the field, the longer these battles will take, and the last thing you need is a large battle lasting 30 minutes instead of 15. What happens in the Boneyard is the best example of this. Your tag skills and character creation can decide bonus equipment you receive at the start of the game. For example, tagging unarmed will give you a set of brass knuckles, tagging first aid will give you 2 more stim packs, tagging repair will give you a tool, tagging science will give you 2 mentats and 2 buff out, etc. If you've heard anything about Fallout 1 and 2, chances are you've heard also about their difficult learning curve. Even if not, it's very important to save often and make use of multiple slots. The save and load hotkeys are F4 and F5 respectively. What I would recommend is to create a new save each time you enter a new location. That way if you really mess up with the locals, you won't have to restart the whole game. Pressing the F1 key will show you a wonderful graphic of the in-game hotkeys and interface. Memorizing even a few of these details will make your experience in Fallout 1 much smoother. Clicking the right mouse button will switch from a movement to interaction cursor. If you hold the left button down while this cursor is on something of interest, a mini menu will appear, with various shortcuts for actions to use on your target. You can also use this mini menu in your inventory as well as bartering to unload guns. After you leave the Vault 13 cave for the first time, you can come back shortly after and have access to the vault itself, which contains extra equipment and side quests. Exit grids can be green or red. Red will exit to the world map, while green will lead to another part of that location. Keep an eye out for the green ones because some settlements may be larger than they lead on. Another major point of stress for new players is the in-game timer. Don't be too concerned with it. Large chunks of time only pass when traveling the world map and resting to heal. As long as you're not jumping in between settlements too often and making sure you don't read too many books or sleep too long, then you shouldn't have too much of a problem finding the water chip before your time runs out. When you reach the hub, you can actually pay the water merchants there to transfer some water over to the vault, and that will also extend the timer if need be. You can use the Pip-Boy's Alarm function to heal over time. Doing this can take several in-game days like mentioned before though, and if you have the caps to spare, local doctors can patch you up in less time. Getting crippled in the classic Fallout games can be vicious. Despite their job description, nearly all wasteland doctors cannot heal crippled limbs. However, even a low doctor's skill or a doctor's bag can get that crippled limb back in working order. When visiting the various settlements in Fallout, some shops have multiple inventories which can be changed by accessing each of the tables inside. So if a merchant's inventory seems to be crap, it either is, or it's not their full inventory. You can change the mode of your active weapon by right-clicking it. This can be for the aimed shots that inspired the VAT system, burst fire, single shot, throwing, or reloading. Speaking of VATs like murder time, aimed shots have a chance of crippling your enemies or doing bonus damage depending on what you choose to hit. If your accuracy is fair, going for the eyes, head, or groin will increase your chances of a critical hit. If your enemy is using a two-handed weapon, crippling one of their arms will stop them from using it, and crippling their legs will significantly slow their movement. You can save skill points after leveling up if you wish, by simply not using them. Sometimes you'll run into situations where you'll wish you raised a particular skill. Saving a few skill points will help in those situations. There are 3 human NPCs that can join your party in Fallout 1. For trading gear with them, instead of going into the barter menu every single time, you can pickpocket them while they're in your party without consequence regardless of skill. If you do barter with them, however, their encumbrance doesn't come into play, so you can fill up their inventory with all you want with barter and then take whatever you need with steal. Unlike Fallout 3 and 4, perks in Fallout 1 are gained every 3rd level. Be certain of your choice when you pick a perk. Lockpick, sneak, repair, and other usable skills in your Skilldex have number keys associated with them. This is mainly just to save time, especially when you're trying to lockpick that stubborn door. If you're having a hard time using your non-combat skills, you can use miscellaneous items that boost them. Examples would be a set of lockpicks, a tool for repairs, or a first aid kit for more effective basic healing. Also, here's a minor exploit. If your game difficulty isn't already set to easy, doing so will raise all your non-combat skills by 20%. Go ahead, you can switch it back afterwards, I won't tell anybody. Books in Fallout give you permanent skill boosts at the cost of time. Using them will take from 1 to 10 hours depending on your character's intelligence. Again, it is important to note the passing of time if you're still on the water chip timer. Sometimes when traveling the world map in Fallout 1, you can get some wacky special encounters. Some of these contain some pretty outstanding unique loot. You will not be able to return once you leave though, so be sure to grab all you can. That, fellow Vault Dwellers, is 20 tips when you're getting started with Fallout 1. If you have any of your own tips, please add them to the comments section below. It's a nice thing to see Wastrels helping each other out now and again. Special thanks to Up Is Not Jump for sending me a save of his character when she was crippled. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful or both, do whatever it is you see fit to show that. If you'd like to support the channel through Patreon, the link is here and in the description. I'm Caedo Genesis, and I hope this helps you save the vault today and the wasteland tomorrow.